Are you having a hard time with coffee? It's too much for you and it's ruining your day? Then get yourself a kettle. Kettles will make your coffee quicker. It's worth having. It's so great. It flips open and it heats in just a matter of seconds. For that person in your life who has too much going on, get them a magic kettle. They will not be disappointed. So here we are. WandaVision has officially started on Disney Plus, the continuation for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What did we think about it? I mean, I'm here to talk about my thoughts. I'm here to talk about the episodes and then give them a little bit of thoughts. So let's get right into the WandaVision vlog. So the whole format of the first episode is basically like a 1950s sitcom. You have Wanda and Vision being a loving couple. They're married. They're trying to fit into their neighborhood. They're trying to remember like this important date, but they don't really know exactly what the importance of the date is they're trying to remember. So, in this episode, Vision works for a computer company, which is kind of funny because, Vision himself is from the computer. He came from, Tony Stark. What was his name? Jarvis at first, right? So Jarvis became Vision, which was kind of a cool nod to make him working for a computer company. So with this company, he's not exactly sure what they do, and nobody really clarifies or specifies what they exactly do. And he's just like, well, I guess I'm a computer, and you're the best. So basically, the whole storyline of the first episode too is that he's going to have his boss over for supper. And if he throws a really good supper, then Vision gets to keep his job. I really love that they do a fake commercial in between for a toaster being sold by Stark Industries. That's a really cool. I really enjoyed that little fact. So in the episode, then they finally have the boss and his wife over for supper, and Kitty Foreman from That 70s Show is the wife of the boss, which is kind of funny. I was waiting for her the whole time to do that laugh, but she didn't. But so there are a whole bunch of regular 50s sitcom shenanigans. They're trying to cook the supper, but they too much craziness going on. They can't really do it. And you have the next door neighbor played by Catherine Hahn, who's always hilarious, who's tad inappropriate and tries to help out. And then she finally ends up making, I guess, like breakfast for supper, which is always kind of good. And then while they're eating supper, the boss starts to choke, and I don't know, it goes from this whole funny tone to really serious. And you just see the boss's wife saying, stop it, stop faking. And but before we get to that, the reason why he starts choking the boss is because he starts yelling at the Vision, asking him, who are they, what are they doing here, and that's why he starts choking. And then it gets, like I said, it gets to a serious tone, and Vision uses his power to save him, and then goes back to the sitcom format, which is, I was a little confused by it. But yeah, after that, they leave, and it goes back to the sitcom format. They embrace, and that's where the episode ends, and it looks like, I don't know, it looks like somebody's watching them from a TV screen. So I can't really say too much on the first episode because it was just really, I guess, setting it up. But can we talk about the end credits? So the end credits for the first episode, and I'm going to say this again for the second one, are like 6 or 7 minutes long. I thought there was going to be something after, or maybe an end credit scene, but no, just 7 minutes straight of credits. That's the first time I've ever seen that on a TV show. Are you looking to better your face? You have such long flowing hair, and you have a great beard, but you don't have a beard comb. You don't get yourself a Boomer the Nerd beard comb. It'll comb your beard, and it'll make you look great for any of those appointments or meetings you have to go to. Get yourself a Boomer the Nerd beard comb. Episode 2 basically starts, they're in the bedroom. It's like, now this time it's like a 60s format sitcom. They're in the bedroom, they wake up because they hear some shots outside or some loud noises, and Vision's a little scared. Wanda checks on it and everything goes back normal. They bring their beds together, and like, then they go towards the intro, which is like, the animated intros from the 1960s, those type of intros, that's what it is this time around. Whereas the intro in the first episode was basically like a regular live action intro. After the intro, then it cuts to, Wanda and Vision in their living room, and he's trying to perform magic tricks for a talent show that they're going to do for a magic act. And he's contemplating whether they're going to fit in or if they're going to be normal. And Wanda says, well, that's the best we can do is try to be normal. And then they brush it off. After this, Vision goes to work. Wanda hears the noises again that was at the beginning of the episode, the loud shots. She goes outside to investigate, and she finds a helicopter, which is in color. Now, the whole episode's in black and white. The helicopter she finds, it's a toy helicopter in the bushes, and it's in color. And what's really, really interesting, as she's investigating, inspecting the helicopter, there is a logo on it, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's the S.W.O.R.D. logo. So that's going to be very interesting down the line to see if S.W.O.R.D. is going to be involved with this. Maybe that's going to be a way to bring in and incorporate Beast and the X-Men. So we'll see about that. But as she's investigating, inspecting the helicopter, she's interrupted by her neighbor, once again, Catherine Hahn's Agnes. They later go to a town meeting with all the other women in their neighborhood, talking about the talent show, fundraising for the talent show, with all these obnoxious women, including the head of the obnoxious women, Dottie. Who I believe the actress who played Dottie was in Iron Man, the first movie, if I'm not mistaken. While there, she meets this woman, talking with this woman, and when she asks her name, she pauses, and she's like, oh, Geraldine. So that was really interesting that she didn't really know what her name was, so she felt the need to pause and think of what her name was. Maybe that'll play something down the line. I might be wrong. I might be just thinking too much into it. We then cut to Vision joining his colleagues who are in a members-only club. And I don't know exactly what happens. They're telling jokes, and I guess Vision puts gum in his mouth, and he swallows it, and it clogs his gears. Now that's going to be important for the later setup of the rest of the episode. We then go back to the town meeting where everyone's gone, but it's just Dottie and Wanda speaking to each other. And basically, Dottie is questioning Wanda, on who she is, where she's from, and Wanda's like, well, we're not here to harm anybody. And then Dottie's like, I don't believe you. I don't think that's true. Who are you? Where do you come from? And then they get distracted, interrupted by the radio, and there's some voices coming off the radio, which was really odd. It sounded like somebody was saying, help me, which is really, really, really weird. And Dottie cuts herself, and the blood, again, just like the helicopter, her blood is red, colorful red. And then goes back, and she's like, you know what, a good housewife can clean her own cut. So, I don't know, it was really weird that the radio interrupted and sounded like someone was saying, help me, I need your help. We then cut to another commercial for episode 2. This time it's a watch commercial. A man and a woman preparing each other to go out, and he's wearing a watch. And what's really cool, actually I think this might play something down the line, is that the watch is by Strucker. We all remember Baron von Strucker, who's from Hydra, who in Age of Ultron had his watchful eye over the twins, Pietro and Wanda. And you even have the Hydra logo on the watch. I thought that was a really interesting commercial. So then we go to the talent show, and they're basically, Wanda tries to tell the Vision about what happened on the radio, but because the gum clogged in his gears, he's kind of acting drunk. That's basically how a machine is drunk, because of the gum. Anyways, they're doing the talent show, they're doing the magic tricks, and everything's going wrong. Vision levitates at one point, and Wanda uses her powers, makes it look like he's on a rope. And everything's, like I said, just shenanigans. He does a card trick with one of his colleagues, and pulls the card. I was like, no. So he's keeps pulling them out really fast till he gets to the last one. He's like, is this your card? And the guy's like, yeah, actually, that is. You did the trick right. Which was kind of funny. And then they do the magic box trick where where they put the person in, close the box, they disappear. But this time Geraldine appears, and she ponders and asks them, how they did it. And they're like, oh, magician never reveals his secrets. And she's like, okay, whatever. Doesn't think anything of it. And then we get Dottie, who's like, oh, you guys are so funny, and she gives them an award for being really hilarious. So that's the end of that talent show, and then we cut back to Vision and Wanda at home. And out of nowhere, Wanda reveals that she's pregnant, which was really strange. I don't understand how she went from being not pregnant to being pregnant in that final scene, but here's the thing. As they embrace when she's pregnant, they hear the shot noises again. They go outside to investigate. When they go investigate, you see the manhole cover for the sewer coming off, and emerging from the sewer is what looks like a beekeeper, a man in a beekeeper outfit. Now keep in mind, this is Marvel, right? This is there's something wrong. There's something that's probably going to be happening with this. And if you look closely at the beekeeper, in my opinion, again, I could be looking too much into it. it looks like an AIM operative. AIM, who are the subsidiary of Hydra, who are also at some point run by MODOK. So here's what I'm thinking. Hydra's going to come back and play a big part again in MCU. Or maybe MODOK is going to come in. Maybe MODOK is going to be introduced as the big bad. I'm not certain. But then Wanda says no. We rewind back to when she reveals in the living room that she was pregnant. They embrace. Everything goes into color. And then the episode ends. All you hear is a voice saying, "Who is doing this to you, Wanda?" Episode ends, and again we got the 7-minute long. So now that we got both episodes out of the way, I'm going to quickly talk about some of my theories, maybe some of the, like, I mentioned some when I was talking about the episodes, but, okay, so theory, I think maybe if you watched, if you are still familiar with the MCU timeline leading up to Infinity War and Endgame, we both know that Wanda and WandaVision started courting each other in Civil War. That's where it started. And then we fast forward to Infinity War. They're living outside, like, and I guess in another country together as a full-on couple. And at the end of the movie, we know that Wanda gets her heart ripped out as a figure of speech because Thanos removes the Mind Stone from Vision. Now, I'm thinking that Wanda is creating this whole universe so that she can have her life with the Vision. That's a main theory. I mentioned this to Vanessa, and she was like, I was thinking the exact same thing. Another thing I want to point out is that I noticed in both episodes, and if you guys watched it, her friend Agnes, played by Catherine Hahn, always pops up when strange things that are out of place in their universe starts happening. So I don't know what kind of role exactly she's going to play, but I find I personally think it might be interesting to keep an eye on the character Agnes. Same thing for Geraldine. Like I said, she had to not stutter, but she had to pause and contemplate what her name was. So I think Geraldine might be another character to watch, especially with the fact when she asked how they did the magic trick, because she says to them, I was just in the back, and then all of a sudden I disappeared and reappeared in the box. I think she's a character to look out for too. I mentioned also the helicopter that Wanda found in the bushes has the sword logo, and I mentioned that this might be a way to bring in X-Men. So I'm hoping that this could be, like, I know we have S.H.I.E.L.D. already in the MCU, but I think it would be really cool to see Sword and to see what they can bring to the fold. They can bring X-Men in easily because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Beast is one of the head members of Sword. So this would be really interesting to keep an eye on. And again, the other theory, like I said, with the beekeeper who was coming out of the sewer, who looked like an AIM operative. Again, something that I personally think to watch out for, because I think that AIM might be introduced into the MCU, especially in WandaVision. Now, I don't know if it's going to be MODOK-led or if it's just going to be AIM itself with Hydra. We're only 2 episodes in. I can't really say what is going on. Don't exactly know what is going on, right? So I don't exactly know what the plan is or how this is going to link up to the next phase. So far, this is what I'm thinking. So that's it. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys watch WandaVision? What are your theories? Did I miss anything in the episodes? Or were there any Easter eggs that maybe I missed? I know I read somewhere on the internet that there was a Spider-Man Homecoming Easter egg, but I don't exactly know if I spotted it. Let me know if you guys saw that. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. I'll be doing this weekly as the series go up. And as always, guys, it's cool if it's nerd cool. Peace, guys!